Hey guys, I'm going to start with an update on my coming out. This is of course continued from my other video, but all the books say that when you have accepting parents or an accepting parent, just one, they're supposed to be the ones that tell the further family, like the grandmas and the grandpas and the aunts and uncles. They're supposed to be the ones that tell them. I don't know, it's just, it goes over better, like, when that happens or something. Anyways, so my parents, my mom and my dad, they took my Uncle Chris and his wife, who's my Aunt Joan, or out to dinner rather, and they told them, and Aunt Joan was completely accepting, and Uncle Chris even, Uncle Chris, he's a very quiet, he feels deeply, but he's very quiet, and he actually said apparently multiple times throughout the night, I want you to tell Scott that I love him and that I'll support him no matter what. And that's just so touching. And then this past weekend on Sunday, my mom phoned my Uncle Rick and my Aunt Sandy, who live out in Alberta. That's why we needed to call them. But she phoned them and told them at around noon our time, which was, well, I guess in the morning their time, like 9 in the morning. But and they were very accepting too. They were very accepting. They were both actually very proud that I was able to come out at such an early age, which I found touching too. And so that's all the update I have for my coming out. I haven't come out to my school yet, but I think I'm gonna do that in the new year is what I'm gonna do. That's gonna be sort of like my New Year's resolution kind of thing, is to come out. So that's when I plan on doing that. Anyways, now to the main topic of the video, and that's me being a gay jock and what it's like. I just want to set the record straight. A lot of gay guys say that people who are gay and love sports and focus so much on sports and, you know, worship sports and whatever, are just trying to hide their sexuality. And that is not the case. That is absolutely not the case, at least with me. It may be for other people, but it is not with me. I mean, I love sports and I love hockey. I love hockey. Let's get that clear right now. I mean, if you check my favorite videos, half of them are hockey clips practically, and I love hockey. I check it every day, look for updates on scores, trade rumors, whatever. I love hockey. I mean, one of my most prized possessions is this right here. It's the puck from my first ever shutout when I was a goalie, and it's one of the things I hold most dear. I mean, that and probably my pride keychain that my parents brought me back from Amsterdam. Those are the two things that two items that I love the most right now. And it's a big part of my life. And people that say I'm just using it to hide my sexuality, it's not the case. I mean, it does that inevitably, okay? The fact that I like sports and that I'm so involved in sports probably has kept me in the closet in respects to other people's views for a while, because they're like, oh, he can't be gay, he's doing sports. And in a way that's a good thing, because it allows me to control when I'm going to come out. I mean, I'm going to come out in the new year, but if I hadn't been so involved in sports, people would have noticed the lack of girlfriends, the lack of interest in girls, and been like, well, he must be gay. But because of the sports, people don't, you know, they don't really draw that conclusion. So that is a benefit. Yeah, that is a benefit. But one of the flaws of being gay is that, or being a gay jock rather, not being gay, is that, well, in a partner, I need somebody who has the same sort of interests as me, right? And one of those interests is, I mean, sports. I couldn't see myself with a guy who hated hockey. I couldn't do it. Hockey is such a big part of my life, and if I'm with somebody that hates hockey, it couldn't happen. And a lot of gay guys detest sports because of what they stand for, all the homophobia behind them, and I'll get to that later. But it's a big part of who I am, and it's going to be hard for me to find somebody that who is intelligent and likes sports, but that's one I've come to accept. I mean, there's bound to be somebody out there. There's somebody out there for everybody. But that is one of the flaws. I mean, a lot of the gay guys who are my age that I've met, their big things are fashion, hanging out, watching America's Next Top Model and stuff like that, and that's just not me. I mean, that's the stereotype. Let's face it, that's the stereotype. I'm far from the stereotype, and the stereotype's far from me. That's just the way it is. So that's one of the flaws. Another flaw is what I face in the locker room. I mean, I'm not out yet, so I imagine it's going to get worse before it gets better, homophobia-wise, in the locker room. But there is a lot of homophobia that I go through during sports. I mean, in hockey, the homophobia is bad in the locker room. But the worst I've ever been exposed to was in football, when I played football. I mean, I liked playing football. It was, it was a pretty fun sport, but it was like, there was so much hate and so much like machoism, this fake machoism that people put on, that I couldn't stand it. I only lasted 1 year. That was from grade 8 to grade 9, and I did okay, but it's hard to join in football when you're that old, when all the other kids have been playing it since birth practically. So I did alright, but it was too much. There was way too much hate for me to handle, and I quit it right away practically. And frankly, I'm glad, because I wouldn't want to hear the shit I heard ever again. But in hockey, the homophobia can be as bad. It's not as bad as football, but it gets pretty bad. In the locker room talk, they always find somebody, right? They always find somebody on every team that they pick on. And last year, it was this kid, I forget his name, but it was this kid that everybody joked about being gay, which is funny, because I actually got a hint that he, or thought that he actually could be gay. But and every single ice time we had, every practice, every like pre-game, whatever, they'd be ragging on him about supposedly being gay. And this one time, the poor kid shows up with a black eye before one of the practices. And anyways, the big joke was that was because his face was hitting the headboard when he was with his boyfriend last night. I mean, while that's funny, that's it's hate nonetheless. I mean, so even straight guys go through homophobia in sports, and that's one of the worst parts about sports. I mean, I love them; they're a big part of my life, but they're not too friendly to people like me. Yeah. So those are some flaws, and the benefit of me being able to control when I want to come out. That's basically what I have so far. I'm sure I'm going to be able to add a lot once I come out, but again, that'll be in some time. Anyways, thanks for listening. Please subscribe. Big yellow button. Other side. I'm stupid today. I'm sorry. I have a cold. Forgive me. Other side. Yellow button. All it takes is a click. Peace. Anyways, thanks for watching.